Afternoon all, how are we doing? I'm Aaron Revelle, this is Pursuit Minerals. We are an ASX-listed multi-commodity play focused on Argentina, very much a pure play on the jurisdiction with two assets, very prospective, one in lithium and then a recent acquisition in gold. Our portfolio is comprised of our flagship Rio Grande Sur lithium project that I didn't actually intend to talk about too much today, but having said that, with a lot of interest in the lithium space, we thought it relevant to throw in a few slides to bring onto that asset. Significant asset in Argentina, and then our recently acquired Sasha Marcelina gold project in the Santa Cruz province as well. Just a bit of a corporate overview. We are very small comparative to some of the other people. But having said that, the guy before me was 16 mil 2 years ago. That's kind of where we are now, and the trajectory to a 200 mil, 300 mil market cap over the coming years. I'll outline exactly why that is. Our board is very well credentialed with our chairman, Tom Eady. Some of you may know Tom Eady currently sits at the top of Southern Cross Gold, a 2 billion market cap gold explorer in Australia, was the founding chairman of Syro Resources, the graphite play in Africa, which he took from a 15 mil to 1 billion market cap, and also a very well credentialed geologist, being the head of Pasminco exploration earlier in his career. Tom has been working with me for nearly 10 years now in and out of Argentina, and I'm also joined by Stephen Layton, capital markets expert, as well as a director of EQ Resources, a major tungsten player with operations in Europe and Australia. Argentina is the real focus of Pursuit, and for a couple of reasons we've really honed in and focused on the project. Obviously, with the rise of Javier Milei, the jurisdiction has opened up significantly, really underpinned and underscored by BHP, Rio Tinto, both investing a combined $10 billion in Argentina in 2024. Underpin the Arcadium acquisition by Rio Tinto, producing a large lithium play there, and then BHP's acquisition with Lundin of the Filo copper porphyry mine up in San Juan. The jurisdiction's undergone a lot of regulatory change. We've seen the introduction of RIGI, the large-scale investment legislation. We've seen the lifting of currency controls, a real reform economic agenda that's been implemented into the oil and gas space, where Argentina has essentially leapfrogged its comparative neighbors like Chile, Peru, both touted with nationalization, especially if you look at the granting of such CEOs in Chile, Peru touting nationalization of majors and juniors with exploration permits. So Argentina is a stable jurisdiction, open for business, really underpinned by the majors now, Rio Tinto, BHP, Glencore, all getting very active with the submission of their projects into the RIGI system. For us, this one goes on it doesn't have our lithium project in it by the look of it, but that's okay, we'll start on the gold. So for us, we're attracting, we pulled in a recent acquisition looking in the south of Argentina, starting in the Deseado Massif. The Deseado Massif, very well premier region, 30 million ounces across multiple projects, really headlined by the Cerro Negro, Newmont mine. You have McEwen mining there, Anglo Gold Ashanti, some very big names, and a very well endowed mineral rich region with a lot of upside potential within the massif. That drew us to our Sasha Marcelina project. It's about 80 kilometers south of Cerro Negro, a very underexplored district scale system with significant upside potential within the next stage of exploration. Already had around 7,600 meters of drilling, some very good hits in the system. But for us, what really drew us was the similarity to Cerro Negro. The system, which Sasha Marcelina is at the top, has that same northwest trending geology, same sinter terraces, same silica cap features, same host lithology, where within these boiling zones, within these sinter caps that are generally 300 to 400 meters below surface, is where you're finding the multi-million ounce deposits. Again, these deposits are quite prominent within the Deseado Massif region. So for us, this was a key component to when we decided to move on this asset. The asset has multiple walk-up targets across 5 main trends. Some have been drilled more than others. Others present exploration potential. But for us, the Silica Cap, the Pellegrini trend, and the Sasha main zone really stood out. Just focusing on that Sasha main zone, has some exceptional intercepts, trenching for about a metre at 20.54 grams per tonne, drill hits around the 10 gram per tonne mark over 1.5 metre intervals. However, these drill hits are all shallow exploration. the previous owners and previous optionees have not drilled below 160 meters, where within the boiling zone structures, within these vein deposits, most of the gold is held below 200, 300, 400 meters below depth. So for us as an exploration play, the logical conclusion is to sink some of the drill holes deeper on the very next campaign. And that's what you can see, which has been identified here, should be concentrating where the probability of a significant hit is highest, where you're sinking into a 300-400 meter hit into that boiling zone, which theoretically, given all the host lithology, should hold those major intercepts of gold. Again, on the deposit, there's multiple targets, multiple veins, including the Marcellina silica cap. The silica cap structure is quite prevalent and very well known, especially at Cerro Negro. Cerro Negro silica cap is highlighted in the box system there, untested gold potential, but that silica cap at Cerro Negro holds over 2 million ounces on its standalone basis. So from that perspective, for us, this is something with significant blind discovery potential when piercing under that silica cap into the traditional PB zinc zone. So with these deposits, you get a PB zinc halo on the top, which the mineralization is shown. Underneath is where you pick up the gold-silver systems. So for us, when we were looking at this, the mineralization of all these holes and the epithermal system was confirmed by prior drilling. However, as you can see, the previous crews essentially missed the target. DDH02 slightly touching the resistivity anomaly, but they moved the drill rig back when they should have moved it forward. So others' misfortune could very potentially be our game, where all of the geological signs reaching the upper level of these mineralized bodies are showing that the next deeper hole could actually very well be a significant hole when sunk into depth into these targets. So from there, we've had some reviewing the drilling, reviewing the overall of the project. It's had some very good shallow hits. As my chairman will tell you, it needs a lot more exploration on surface as well, not just to depth. We were very pleased when he went on a recent investor webinar saying we'll hit gold and then we'll go from there, which I'd like to think the chairman of Southern Cross Gold would know a thing or two about. Again, the silica estancia Marcellina trends, all of the same things, multiple intercepts confirming the mineralization in the south. You've got those standout results at depth, which are showing the PB zinc halo, where the discovery could be on the very next drill hole. Covering off the Sasha Marcellina project, just a bit of a recap on it. There is the 5 targets, multiple drill hits, multiple intercepts, and multiple opportunities where we can find gold within these systems and explore to find a significant discovery where exploration targets in the region are in those 2 to 3 to 4 million ounces, which for a company with a $10 million Australian market cap presents a very significant re-rate potential there. I'll move forward just to talk about, I was hoping to put in some slides on our lithium project, but they've obviously missed that. So I'll talk more to the lithium project from this, which is really our value proposition. Why pursue, why looking at where we can go? As a company, we have multiple opportunities for re-rates across both of our projects. We're not a gold play, we're not a lithium play, we're a pure play on Argentina with a well-established management team in country that understands the regulation, understands the jurisdiction, and can operate multiple projects at once. Our technical CP on our lithium project is the same CP on our gold project. He was the former head of exploration for Barrick Gold for North and South America, very well-credentialed geologist. We have a great operating team who's worked with myself on various projects within the space. My last lithium play was a company that was founded and eventually acquired by a TSX entity called Arena Minerals. That project was sold from Arena to Lithium Argentinas for 340 million Australian at the height of the cycle. What we're seeing within lithium now is what we always see, and this is being underpinned by Rio Tinto abandoning the Jadar project. 60,000 tons of long-term supply has just come out of the market overnight, wiped. Lithium projects take 5 to 10 years to bring online, and for us, we're about to release a pre-feasibility study for a 5,000 ton operation that will come online within the market, we're currently sitting about 1.5 million tons of demand on a forecast of nearly 3 million tons of demand over the next 5 years. Surely everyone's familiar with data centers, the AI power grids, ESS energy storage, electric vehicles, and even electric vehicles, which was the bigger part. But a lot of these thematics have been missed or miscalculated. So from that perspective, the lithium market is about to turn from a surplus to a 2 to 4% deficit. For comparison, the last price spike was caused by an 8% deficit, where we saw lithium prices run to 80,000 per ton. However, there isn't the pipeline of supply that existed. So for Pursuit, looking at both lithium and gold, we have multiple value drivers coming out over the end of the year. So focusing on our lithium pre-feasibility study, which will provide the numbers for offtake partnerships and for potential strategic partners. We have a lithium pilot plant, which has stood up and delivered lithium carbonate samples to potential off-takers. The lithium project has a 1.1 million ton JORC resource at 505 mg/Li. That is over a 50-year mine life for a 5,000 ton operation and for a 17,500 ton operation with the stage 2 expansion of 12,500 tons. We do have exploration upside potential as well. So into the new year, should we see a price rebound, we're likely to start drilling and looking at our northern tenement, where we could effectively look at doubling the resource from the CSAMT and electromagnetic surveys that have been done. Conversely, with the gold, as you've just been shown, the gold project is a near-term discovery potential. Same host lithology, same sinter terraces, same silica cap as a 5 million ounce deposit 100 kilometers to the north. So for us, we'll be exploring the high conviction targets, trying to drill straight into that boiling zone at Sasha Main, drilling into the silica cap where we'll be looking to release those assays fairly quickly. That drilling, in theory, should set up a larger 15,000, 20,000 meter campaign where we start to drill out the deposit. However, this is a project in a vicinity where you have 8 operating mills. Several of those mills are on care and maintenance that present acquisition opportunity for us, toll treating opportunity. So it's a project that can generate cash flow fairly quickly from a significant discovery. When looking at the economics of gold, Argentina stands on an AISC operating basis of 1,000 to 800 per ounce. This is significantly lower than Australia, Canada, even some of the African fields. With the current price forecast of about 5,000 per ounce at the end of 2026, a lot of these Argentine projects will be considerably lucrative and valuable. Conversely, our lithium project will be producing around 6,500 per ton. Current prices, 12,500 per ton in the spot market, and that's forecast up to 25,000 per ton on the long term. What this presents for Argentina is very profitable, very stable mining operations, where with the large frameworks such as RIGI that have been brought in, Argentina is really sitting as one of the top tier destinations where for us and our shareholders, we can capture value over the coming periods. So in summary and conclusion, strategically located, Argentina is really having a resurgence under Milei. You've seen significant foreign direct investment from the likes of Rio Tinto, from BHP, from Glencore. Many projects that under the previous Peronist government that may have not been attractive are now being seen significantly positively by the investment sector. We're underpinned by 2 very prospective assets. Lithium, which is significantly de-risked, has a credible pathway to production, something that we can effectively scale and grow, along with a high-impact gold project, where the next phase of drilling will be that significant potential discovery-making hit as we pierce those boiling zones and silica caps. The growth potential to production for both projects is a clear de-risk pathway with toll treatment on the gold and obviously a smaller scale lithium proposition. The 5,000 ton strategy was modeled on Orocobre, which was an ASX listed company that is now part of the Rio Tinto acquisition. They started off smaller, which we're doing. 120 million is the approximate capex for that proposition, which is more feasible than $1 billion capex bill, which many are asking for at the 40,000 ton level, which to us is just not financeable. So from that perspective, we're also very well established in terms of operating in Argentina. I myself started my career there at the Rincon Lithium project in 2006, many years ago now, at which we've grown. We have those in-country connections, and we've worked our lithium project, bringing a pilot plant online, effectively drilling, and we'll do that again at our gold project. So a long-tenured group, both in Argentina, helmed by a capital markets experience board. Thank you.
Okay, well, we have a minute for a question. I have a quick question on the permitting in Argentina. How much quicker is it now that with the new administration as compared to in the past, would you say, for advancing a project? Just say for an exploration permit.
Look, exploration permits are they're managed by the provinces. So with the federal now, bringing in RIGI, we are seeing these done quicker, especially if you understand the jurisdiction and know where you're going. But having said that, you're dealing with permits in a matter of a few months as opposed to what used to be, years plus. But the The Argentine provincial governments want jobs, taxes, and royalties, and they recognize the importance of mining to their local economies. So there is a big push to grant permits faster, to lessen environmental regulations so that mining can be streamlined and brought online faster.
Oh, great. Yeah, no, it seems like it's a booming jurisdiction, and a lot of capital is actually headed towards Argentina now for metals exploration and development. So
it's amazing. I mean, even with Donald Trump, Argentina is classified as part of America in terms of the insourcing and the close relationship with the US. So it's a jurisdiction where many majors now are starting to get very serious about their projects, which is great for juniors like us as we continue to explore and develop.
yeah, yeah.